Alright, hello everybody. I believe I'm streaming. The thing will tell me in a second. But welcome to more OCS playoff coverage. I am, of course, Bill Kafer, Taco Bill. Some of you may know me as. We're here watching Game 2 of Matthew Harrison Trainer against Brad Kippel. Matthew won Game 1 by 8, I believe is the number. He was playing CCT against Brad playing Diplo. In this matchup, we're going to have Brad playing ISB Operations and Matthew playing QMC. Looks like pretty standard starts for both. QMC starting Walkling, keeping the Empire out forever, and Belden's Eye combo, while ISB opting for Mobilization Points, Imperial Arrest Order, and Indoor Shield. I think this is going to favor... I actually don't know. So the QMC, normally you would think it would be favored. It can't have its drains reduced while it has an alien. Things like that. Also, if someone sees me online, and please let me know if I'm actually streaming or not. Yeah, so you can't have your drains reduced where you have an alien, so ISB is not going to be able to reduce drains. But they are going to have the superior space with, the free executor on turn 2. May be able to kick people out of, kick QMC out of space for a short time. Thank you, Joker King. I'm going to set up a couple links to my channel here. Put those in chat. They're getting kind of the early game stuff out of the way here. Looks like Brad pulled Admiral Chernu and Admiral Ozzel with Indoor Shield. Also pulled the Executor. And then we see Matthew pulled Admiral Radis with a Rebel Leadership. So Brad did opening hand. They must never again leave the city. But Matthew's going to pull Goldenrod, so that's going to be suspended till game 2. Brad has 2 docking bays out. And it's just going to draw. Must be something in his force pile he wanted, that or he's afraid of some spy beatdown. I feel like maybe... I guess he didn't take Piet into hand. He took Ozzel and Chernu. Joker King says, seems like if you win the system, you win the match. I'd agree with that. It depends how many systems Brad puts out, too. If he puts out Kashyyyk, that's going to give Matt somewhere to run in the interim. He's going to have to, if he does lose the system, if Matt does lose the system, he's going to have to pay 3 to drain for all of his drains, which is going to be, difficult. But not insurmountable. He's also got an 8 force cushion, so that's always nice to have too. Alright, so turn 1 we have Overseer Harksef. Looks like, so once per game, if a battle just initiated with the Executor there, may cancel that battle unless opponent pays 15 force. So it's going to buy him 2 or 3 turns, right? Because he already bought himself 1 turn with the suspension of they must never again leave the city. That will buy him another turn to kind of dig for any space he has. I thought he might go for a fast flip because he did pull Radis. But he'll be able to get Radis out next turn somewhere. Maybe he's got like a Corvette or... I could see like Rogue One with running a wedge and such. My camera's all weird. Gotta show the logo. Gotta show the stash. Alright, so Brad's turn 2 here. He's gonna play the Executor. He does have Ozzel in hand, so Ozzel will come down for free. Chernu's gonna cost, what, 3? And I think if you're Brad here, you make Matt burn that once per game on urchins. So Paul Treatham will come down. Paul Treatham, very good. Cost 2 force, immediately get you a card back. It's going to make attrition -2 there, effectively making the Executor immune to less than 14 currently. Likely to get that to be 15. Does battle. And it does get cancelled. Yeah, that makes sense, Justin. Justin saying he probably didn't take Piet because he's not going to pull Kashyyyk. That makes sense. You make this a one-system game, effectively. That's going to go not great for Matt. This is going to get into the mid-game actually really quickly here. I mean, Matt is going to either have to fight a immune to 14 Executor here, or hope that the docking bay is available to him so he can land Overseer. Otherwise, I don't think the Overseer can make it to Coruscant, so he's got to find something like a Hoojix if he can't find a docking bay. But that is going to let Brad start draining. He's going to drain for 2 this turn. Cherny will come down next turn. It'll be drained for 3. I did have it, and then I got rid of it. So, but Matt's going through his deck now. He's going to see if he's got a docking bay available to him. If he flips, he can grab it with the flip side of the objective. If it's in his force pile, he can hope that it's not the one he just used. So Ahsoka Tano comes down. Radis comes down for the free flip. He'll get to grab some kind of card here. It looks like 2 votes for whiteboarding. I'm going to make someone very angry doing this. Alright, so we did find a landing claw instead, so that is a third option here. So that will allow him to attach for the time being. Also finds Lobot. Lobot will come down for free. Oh no, I think I broke it. Okay, there we go. So the landing claw will allow Matt to maintain space presence without getting beat down. Lobot's going to allow a free react. Radis is going to be able to drain for 1. Ahsoka's going to be able to drain for 1. You mean awfully great, is what you mean. So Brad's got a couple options here, right? He's probably going to set up Chernu. Not that it's really going to do too much more. That may force him to go to a second system, just so we can start pushing through some damage in space. He at least gets to control, so all of his characters will be deploy -1 to the Cloud City sites. Wow, he's running 4 docking bays. That's a lot of docking bays. That makes me think that maybe he doesn't even play Merrick or another system. As I eat my words immediately. So Merrick comes down to the docking bay, the battleground docking bay, the blockade flagship. He's going to convert Bespin to make all of Matt's characters cost more. That is Agent Callus coming down. I don't know why he's not loading, but Agent Callus to the docking bay as well. And that gives him 4 agents, so he'll flip. So he set himself up a drain of 2 at that docking bay. He revealed Blizzard 8 and General Navarre. He took Blizzard 8 into hand. And then Evax also coming down. Then he'll draw. He was able to maintain 10 cards in his hand because, Callus replaced himself. Paul replaced himself last turn. So that was pretty good for him. Also, I'm really bad at thinking about how Landing Claw works, but so Matt's things will not cost +1. He's going to be able to detach during his turn. So Matt getting 13 force and getting a card here out of his 15. Kippel using a playtesting card. Yes, Agent Callus. You may or may not have heard of him. Yeah, it's possible he's just the AI and I don't have it cached or something. I do like the see-through effect on Merrick, though. Alright, so training for 1 and 1. Well, at least 1. I'm confused why I didn't drain for... Oh, he did. Okay. So Brad lost Cold Feet, and we must accelerate our plans, both from deck. Matt has played an aim high. And is currently in his deploy phase. There's Bkippel. So that's going to up his damage a little bit. I kept playing with the sourcing and it threw me off. Brian Fred, we're so white border. We're so pro white border here that even the deck is white border. I have magic powers, Brian Fred. Alright, so Matt's turn was basically play Bkippel, draw a couple cards. So he's got 11 cards in hand, 9 cards in force pile. I don't know if he's saving for something specific or just, didn't really like what he saw in his force pile. Maybe some kind of explosive turn coming up next turn. Maybe looking for sights, either to get him out of his deck or to start doing more damage. Brad activated 13, had 1 save, so he's got 14. He's going to drain for 2 at the docking bay with Marajek, Evax, and the Ghost. Matt losing It's a Hit and Din Djarin. It's a hit from hand, Din from reserve deck. We'll reattach the Landing Claw. I feel like I would be terrified to play Landing Claw on Gimp because I would just forget to attach or detach or something and screw it up. Brad playing a 5th docking bay. That might be the most docking bays I've seen in a deck in a long time. Has Blizzard 8. So that gives him an exterior site to play on Cloud City, where normally he would be able to reduce drains, but the flip side of QMC will prevent that. Matt will just have to be careful to keep an alien at each site. I mean, we can just ban all devices. That would solve that problem. Using Vandalay to bounce Treatum, so he draws a card when Treatum leaves table, draws a card when Treatum comes back to table. I gotta think he plays at least 1 or 2 Landing Claw counters, right? So probably a Gik combo, maybe a Goddard, and you probably run 1 or 2 of the I Can't Shake 'ems, so you could find Goddard. So Brad's really setting up to do more damage here, so they're currently matched on damage, right? It's drain 2 from Matt, and drain 2 from Brad. That will favor Matt overall in the match, and probably even in the game. I think he's got less cards on the table. I mean, currently Matt with 30 cards in Life Force and 11 in hand, Brad with 24 in Life Force and 12 in hand, so definitely more cards on the table. He hasn't been losing any ISB agents so far, and he's only taken 1 turn of drains, so. So Brad losing another copy of They Must Never Again Leave the City, Admiral Piet, both from hand, General Navarre from reserve deck, a 3rd They Must Never Again Leave the City from reserve deck also. He's going to have to do something to push through more damage, so setting up at the corridor would be another drain of 2. But he probably doesn't run any more locations. I can't see him running a 6th docking bay. That would just be ridiculous. But the corridor now for Matt is going to negate one of those drains of 2. And it will also allow Matt to set up an additional drain of 2. Yeah, I think killing Bkippel is the best way to get this done, to win this game. Excuse me. Solo and Chewbacca are going to be protecting the corridor. Yeah, so that will negate the docking bay drain, Landing Claw negating the space drain. So the drain of 2 at the Blockade flagship docking bay is going to be all of Brad's damage for now. So he's got to find a way to flip that. One way is killing Bkippel. One way that will not stop damage but could slow it down depending on how much force Matt continues to save is to cancel the Landing Claw. That will also force Matt to either find, a Docking Bay, a Hoojix, a Bragwin. I feel like those are all things that he probably plays. Yeah, and it feels like it's going to be very tough to win this game for Brad, let alone the match. I don't even know how you go about killing Bkippel, right? You have Ahsoka Tano there who's going to subtract from attrition, at least one. Bkippel's immune to less than 4 from the objective. You probably don't run any weapons. You can't get inside and trample him. So I don't even know how you kill Bkippel. Yeah, chat correctly pointing out, even if you do find something that could kill Bkippel, like an EPP Maul, EPP Mara, probably has Rescue in the Clouds and or a Path. You can just run them away. So Ascension Guns and Leia Rebel Princess being lost, the Claw being reattached. So Vader is one way that you're going to be able to prevent Bkippel from doing anything. You'll be able to cancel his text pretty early in your turn, so he won't be able to add to the drains, but those same, specifically Path, will be able to get him, move him over to Leia's quarters or something so that Vader is far enough away. And then he also draws a barrier, so Vader's stuck there. Now you gotta worry about some kind of rebeat with, 7-4 still active and 12 to go next turn, plus a use pop pool. So you gotta be careful there. So Gideon comes down as well, but does not find a trooper. And then Thrawn also coming down. And that's just a regular old Reflections 2 Thrawn. Alright, I did say I would be giving something away during this stream. As you guys know, I played a lot of ISB last year, so one of the tournaments I did play ISB in was the Texas Mini Worlds. So the first person to tell me how many ISB agents I played in my ISB deck from Texas Mini Worlds will win themselves a Reflections 4 Unlimited pack. Just go ahead and put that in chat whenever you figure it out. 37 is not correct. Scott on the Executor is Ozzel and Vandalay. Alright, so try to take Chewie or a Mercenary Armor into hand. Did not find it. 12 is also not correct. So I think we'll see a path from Matt here, just to path Bkippel away so we can drain extra still without getting his text canceled by Vader. 13 and 23 also incorrect. 18 and 14 also incorrect. I mean, there's only so many numbers, right? It could be, you know, anywhere between 1 and 60. The number of ISB agents I played in my Texas Mini Worlds deck from last year. Mr. Chris Kelly has figured it out, of course. It's 21. So Chris Kelly, you have won yourself a Reflections 4 Unlimited pack, barring me miscounting. Alright, so instead of pathing Bkippel away, he paths Chewbacca in. He's going to try to Wookiee strangle Darth Vader. So 2 Force. Draw Destiny, add ability and power, and you're going against target's total destiny, right? So, draws a 1, while Brad draws a 5, but the 5 gets canceled by Rescue in the Clouds, which is interesting. So, Matt's total is going to be 8. Because you add, why is it 8? Oh, because Chewbacca's power -1 from Gideon. So Chewbacca is power 5. Jesus. Alright, so much just happened. Chewbacca's power 5, ability 2, and he drew 1, so that's a total of 8. Vader's power 6 and ability 6, so his total is 12. What happened was when when Brad drew Destiny, Matt played Rescue in the Clouds to cancel a just drawn Destiny targeting the ability or defense value of your non-undercover character of ability less than 5. That seems wrong. Doesn't seem like you should be able to play that at all. But I guess Wookiee Strangle says you add ability to the... I don't know. That feels wrong. Interesting, if true. So then Matt thought that because Brad's Destiny was canceled, that the entire thing would fail, but that doesn't seem right either. That's a weird one. Okay. Yeah, but it has to be targeting their defense value or their ability. For where is it? Rescuing the Clouds to work. You're not ever targeting... That Destiny's not targeting the ability or defense value of your character at all. So that feels like it should be a bug, but I don't know. I'm sure someone will ask. Alright, so in the meantime, Pokemon's text was canceled by Vader. Matt came down with a host of characters, so newly on site are Luke with Saber, General Leia, and Lando with Gun, who I believe adds a Destiny with your other alien. He's got Pokemon there. So Luke with lightsaber swinging at Thrawn, and he will hit. Lando will miss with his gun, shooting at Gideon. Rebel leadership will add 1 battle destiny. So Matt here, 25 power 3 destiny to 11 power 1 destiny. We saw that 5 come down earlier. That was played last turn. Holdo for a 2. And leadership for 4. So that's what, 11 total? So 36. If we start doing quick math. So 36 to 16 is a difference of 20. Forfeit's going to cover 14 of that. So looks like it's going to be 6 cards. Matt draws a 5. Oh, well, okay. It's going to be more than 6 cards because Brad is just going to go ahead and concede. So that will be the end of this game. Matthew's going to win and advance. I don't know who he faces next. But, so Brad will be eliminated, Matt will be moved on. We have more streaming tonight. I know we have at 10 o'clock game 2 of Drew versus Gavin. At 9:30-ish, we have Jared's going to stream game 1 of Justin and Connor. I think that's it for tonight, and then we have more games tomorrow. I know Joelson and Bastion are playing. I think there is another set of streams as well tomorrow. Nope, looks like just those. And then Saturday, we'll see game 1 between Charlie and Tom. So enjoy the rest of the streaming tonight, and your football, and your hockey, and baseball tomorrow. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for the half hour or so this went, and enjoying my beautiful whiteboard cards. Enjoy the rest of the streams.